what is up, football fans? Welcome back to Bench Talk, the show where we talk about all things football. We are back. Sorry that we missed last week. We had a lot of things going on, but it's good to be back. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. And for the listeners on Google and Apple Podcasts, please leave us a like rating. But with that said, Armand, the breaking news of today, Scott Parker, the first manager sacked.
Which we're both wrong. We predicted different managers. But yeah, I mean, you made it quite clear that we actually can't believe we didn't predict this. Yeah, we did. No one rated Bournemouth for the season.
Yeah, especially us.
Especially us.
Said about
and
Bournemouth.
of course, like, it's almost like I don't feel like it's even a big surprise, you know. I thought it was a big surprise because it's a little bit harsh. You get beat 9-0 and you get sacked. I kind of understand, but I don't know like exactly where it's from, like why. I think I have a theory as to why. Yeah, after the game, he made some comments. The guy just said to him like, well, "What are your thoughts on the performance and the 9-0 loss to Liverpool?" And he basically threw the entire club under the bus. He basically indirectly said, "I've got no backing. I don't know what to do. You know, I can't perform miracles." And he said that the main line underlined, you know, the title of his post-match interview was, "It's gonna happen again," basically. Yeah. And I think that's why he got sacked.
Triggered the owners.
He didn't have that like mentality that it's a tough defeat, but we're gonna come back stronger. He kind of had this is what you're going to expect from Bournemouth, and that didn't sit well with the owners. So that's why I think he got sacked, not actually because of the result. No.
And now the question is, who is going to come in next? And you also had a good shout.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche.
I mean,
which would be perfect.
Why?
Because of Burnley. Burnley were in a similar situation where the owners didn't really back you in the transfer market. So Sean Dyche has been there, done that, and I think... So I mean, somebody else that would be perfect is maybe like a Roy Hodgson.
Yeah.
But if I'm correct, I think he retired.
Yeah, I think Watford was his last gig.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Sean Dyche would be the route to go.
He doesn't have a job at the moment.
Not that I know of. No.
I mean, if I was Sean Dyche, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Might as well.
There was a preview of one of the Bournemouth fans. And they actually shouted out that Sean Dyche might be a good.
Yeah.
So I think from Bournemouth side, they might want that, you know, which is a good. So if the club wants it, the fans want it, he needs a job. It's a perfect match. Why not? He's proven Premier League manager. So
yeah, I guess it all depends. Does he really want to go through all that again? Exactly. Does he want to not be backed again, or will he look at it as a challenge? That excites him.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
But yeah, let me just it's a big loss for Bournemouth fans. But let me just go on to you. Big result this weekend for Liverpool. Yeah. What is your
psychologically? Yeah, it's massive.
What is your thoughts on that? You know?
Look, this whole season it just feels like things up front haven't been necessarily clicking, and just in that game it was just the perfect storm of just everything clicking at once. Our pressing was so much better. From the first minute to the 90th minute, even at 9-0 up, we were still pressing them like we needed that 10th goal, you know. So that's what impressed me so much. And the high line, if we can play like that, that is when it works, you know. If the front can press the opposition like that and stop them from playing their long ball, because that's always the tactic against us. And I mean, look, I would also do that as the opposition, play that long ball through our high line. But if we can stop the long ball or hamper the quality of the long ball, then that is when it works. And then obviously the back stepping up at the correct time. And just everything was good.
It was definitely a typical Anfield day. I mean, I expected a big result for Liverpool. I mean, you indirectly, I think you were expecting a good result.
I was stressed because, listen, Scott Parker came to Anfield with his previous club, Fulham, and actually got a win. So there was this little piece of me that was a bit nervous. But no.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I don't think anyone predicted 9-0. That was and it probably should have been 10-0.
Definitely if Salah.
If Salah just took his chance.
For those that play Fantasy League and captain Salah, you would never say Liverpool win 9-0, Salah doesn't score or get an assist.
That is ridiculous. I mean,
he was part of the goals, but
For people playing
Yeah.
fantasy league and triple captain Firmino, it's probably even
Oh my
craziest.
gosh. Yeah, Firmino, that is someone to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Firmino looking like the Firmino of old. Like
Yeah.
he's back again, linking up the play, making space for the wingers. And also another positive is we've been saying we need goals from midfield. Harvey Elliott and Fabio Carvalho both scoring. It was just, yeah.
I saw
All
that
right,
it was a
good.
really emotional celebration from
Yeah,
Elliott.
his grandmother passed away recently, so
Oh,
that
wow.
goal was dedicated to her.
That's I don't know that. That's actually
Yeah.
really special. I mean, all I know about it is he had that horrendous injury.
Yeah.
So I think if he's finally back now, and he
Yeah.
plays. He's really playing well. He's not
He is
playing like
playing
how old is he? He's
super
like 19 or 20. 21.
Yes, I think he's
Very
19.
young, 19. He doesn't look like a 19-year-old. He's really playing with confidence. I mean, that one ball he played through to Salah to just tap it in, the easiest goal Salah could ever score. I mean, that was such a beautiful build-up, but Elliott was part of it, so really solid
And perfect response from Trent.
player.
To all the haters. What a goal.
What a goal.
What a strike.
Yeah,
And he also, whatever he had to do defensively, he did it really well.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think it was the toughest challenge for him.
no, of course not.
But
you
it
can
doesn't
only
matter.
beat what's in front
Exactly,
of you,
yeah. No, it's a good result for Liverpool. I must say, as selfish as I am, I was a little bit bummed that the result was so big because I don't want to. Wolves are playing Bournemouth next, and I didn't want to play a team that just lost 9-0 because it's always scary.
Yeah,
like
but
Klopp
not-
said it so well. He would rather play a team that
And
won
you could be
9-0.
you could be playing against a team that might have new manager bounce,
Yeah.
So
We'll see how that goes. But that was just a little thought I had to share with you to maybe make your 9-0 victory a little bit less sweet. But anyway, Liverpool looking like they're really back to the old. It's going to be interesting to see how the game against Newcastle goes. Moving on to City, there was there's some thoughts on City actually from your side. Do you think it's the Palace? Do you think Palace just has a way of going ahead in these big games, or do you think that there's some vulnerability? In
I
City
think there is
defense?
vulnerability out there. There's something about City this season. It just looks like they can be gotten at defensively. They don't seem as solid as they have been in previous years. I don't know the reason for that, but I mean, look, typical Man City. 2 goals against them is never enough.
It's almost like it's a guaranteed loss in a way.
Especially at the Etihad. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think that defensively they were quite solid, to be honest, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because both goals were like set piece goals.
Yeah.
The one was like just a
Own
ball in own goal, ball went anywhere, and the other one was a really good. That was a weak defensive error from Man City because you don't mark, the centre back who's like a prone header. They didn't mark Anderson to score that one, which was a good. But it was both set piece. It wasn't like a break through their defense. It was more of just a lack of organization in a set piece. And set pieces, they can. It's such a 50-50. Sometimes they work, sometimes they just doesn't work at all. But that being said, they still conceded 2 goals, which is unlike them.
Yeah.
They definitely should be better. But say what you want about them, the fact that they can just switch on like that and score 3 goals. It's ridiculous, man. It's really ridiculous what they are able to do with their new big signing,
Yeah.
What did you think of his hat-trick? Do you think that this guy is going to just blow stats out of the water this game?
And it was if I'm not mistaken, it was a perfect hat-trick, eh?
Yes, there wasn't a penalty involved, if that's what you mean.
No, I mean left foot, header, right foot.
Oh, yes, I think it was, yeah.
So, typical Haaland, he just bullies defenders. He looks so strong. He's just got that lanky build. He just holds you off.
Yeah.
I mean, the third goal, he just looked so commanding. And he was clever in the sense that they didn't know, the 2 centre-backs didn't know, who's picking up Haaland because he's hanging in that, in between the both of them. And he drifts into that space. They don't know, who's picking him up. And then once he does get the ball, you're not getting the ball off him. He's going to hold you off.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed how he said early to Gundogan, pass the ball. Gundogan took a bit of extra touches, and then you just noticed, if I don't pass this ball, Haaland's going to be very angry. So he passed the ball. Before the ball gets to Haaland, he's backing away from the ball into the defender just completely commanding that space. That defender had no chance. Like,
Yeah.
people can say it was weak defending, but Haaland completely. Like, I don't think you could put any defender there. You could put Van Dijk there. If he's backing off into the defender before the ball even gets to him, he's already commanded that space.
Yeah.
So that to me was just showing how like physical and strong and how commanding he is in that box, which was powerful. That was really a good goal. It was my favorite goal out of the goals that he scored.
And Haaland's second goal, really good football. All right.
Yeah. I don't. Who got the assist for that goal? Do you know? I can't remember. It was
Wasn't it Stones?
I think it was one of the defenders, but he didn't pass that ball.
You think he shot?
He shot 100% shot, and he completely scuffed it, and it just.
But
it just
Haaland,
rolled
right place, right
perfectly
time.
for him. So fortune,
And that is something which Haaland has, which you can't teach somebody. Like you don't teach somebody to be in the right place at the right time, but he just knows where the ball is going to land. He's there ready. If it takes a deflection, whatever, he's there ready. Tap in. Goal.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a very, very good hat trick, I have to say. City are looking vulnerable, but just they're able to take the vulnerability. They're able to hide their vulnerability just with quality in front. So very good hat trick for Haaland. There was, however, a disallowed goal.
Yes.
From Palace,
which could have put Palace 3 goals up, and that's really when things could get interesting, because that was at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
What do you think? Edison rolling the ball out. The ball had left his hand.
It was. I actually don't understand I don't understand the officiating in this. Like, what do you expect strikers to do? Like, there's no rule again. You're allowed to stand in front of the keeper. If the keeper throws it into you, that's his fault.
Yeah.
Don't protect keepers like that. That is. He clearly rolled that ball. The defender stuck his foot out. And it irritates me like that. This happens in these, especially with these big teams in their stadiums. It just feels sometimes that they get these calls, and it was so frustrating for me. I'm not even a Palace fan, but just if I was and I saw that, I would have been fuming, man. Yeah, that 100% should have been a goal. I don't even know what the professionals have been saying about this.
So I did see what they said. So they say if you make the move towards the keeper before he lets the ball go, it's a foul. So basically, if you put your hand like that, and I'm already starting to put my leg there, they say that's a foul. But I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a stupid rule. If that really is the rule, I think that's so stupid.
That's really dumb. No, that's really stupid for me. I don't understand how. So basically, all keepers have to do is they just need to throw the ball into the defender then, because they're always going to react. A defender's into the striker. They're always going to react.
Yeah.
So if they react and you throw the ball into them, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Back off. It's another. I mean, stupid.
That's very stupid.
So very, very unfortunate for Palace. I think they deserved a point out of that game. To be honest, they played that well. Especially if they got that goal, could have been a 3-3.
For sure.
Potentially.
No, I agree.
Moving on to the perfect Arsenal. 4 games. Last season losing 3 on the bounce, this season winning 4. Do you think this is an Arsenal that's going to be chasing for the title? I know that question's been flown around quite a bit. Or do you think that there's
you say 4 wins. They haven't done that since 03-04 under Arsene Wenger, where they went to go have the invincible season.
Yes.
Where they didn't lose a game. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. But like I've always said, there's things that happen at the beginning of a season that blow everyone away, but that's never how the season ends up. I always say when Europe gets involved, then we will see what everyone's squad is made out of.
Yeah.
When they have to rotate Jesus, or they have to rotate Odegaard. If Odegaard gets injured, oh my word, Arsenal look completely different.
So true.
But what I will say, and where I will give Arsenal credit, is that in previous seasons, as soon as you see Gabriel make that mistake and Mitrovic get the goal, the whole stadium just deflates and people think to themselves, same old Arsenal, they're going to blow it again. But they've got that grit, they've got that determination this season, which Arteta has instilled into the team. So fair play to Arsenal.
I have to say, I was watching the Arsenal game and it was very City-like. The way they're playing is very Manchester
Which
City.
makes sense, obviously.
Obviously makes sense because he was with Pep. But I was just watching the game and I was like, this is such a City, which is probably concerning because if Arteta is going to become this new Pep, Pep has proven himself with the City team, and I think with Arsenal getting to that level, they could become title chasers. I really think they could. I don't think that they have the mentality for that and the depth of squad, but they're pushing for that because they're pushing for big signings before the window closes. I know they've been linked with Wolves' Pedro Neto for a long time now. I don't think Wolves are going to sell, especially they'll only sell if it's a ridiculous price. But the fact that they are looking at still making big signings and they've already got such quality in those positions, it shows that they want to push for that squad depth. They're playing amazing football. To be fair, it was a tough game against Fulham.
Well, listen, I was going to say Fulham are no pushovers. Every game they're playing in, they are in the game. No one has just blown them away yet.
Fulham are reminding me a lot of the Wolves from a couple of seasons ago, where they're just so strong defensively, so tough to break down, a little bit lacking up front. I mean, fair enough, they've got Mitrovic on his day, he's always an option, which give them that outlet, to score a goal. But they don't create beautiful goals. They just get it to Mitrovic or cross it in and hope his head gets to it. Yeah. Fair play.
And he's there. He's
there, exactly. But defensively, they look really solid. And that, when a team comes up from the Championship, I think that is the most important thing to do. Get your defense, make your team solid. Goals will always come by luck or by chance or with hope that just get the ball in front and hope for something. But your defense is always going to be under pressure constantly, all the time, because you're a team coming up from the Championship. So if you can get that set and strong, you stand a chance to stay up. Yeah. That's what Fulham have done. That's not what Forest and Bournemouth have done. So I think Fulham are going to be okay. I really think if they continue on like this, I think they're going to be fine.
I definitely don't see them going down.
Yeah. So it was a tough win it was a tough game for Arsenal to win, but the fact that they managed, they just always score those scrappy goals from a corner or set piece to win those type of games, and they did. So fair play to them. I mean, the error. Who was it Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah.
It was him.
And then he got the win.
Horrendous error. You could see as soon as Mitrovic scored the goal, he put his shirt over his head and he was just wanted to crawl into a hole. So to make up for that in that way, fair play. That's huge. It must have been a big confidence boost for him. I think from a neutral's point of view, to see Arsenal, City and Liverpool potentially all three challenging for the title. I mean, I can argue putting Tottenham in there, but we'll get to Tottenham soon. But those three pushing for the title, it would be really interesting to watch a three-way race instead of a two-way race or just a one team.
100%. Yeah, look, I know you would, but I'm not putting us in there at the moment.
I know. I'm just from a neutral point of view. Yeah. But I do agree that I don't think that they have the mentality and the squad depth to make up 20 points in one season, basically, especially with Europa League.
Coming up. It depends. Do they take that? Do they play a weaker team and just whatever happens, or do they go strong Europa League?
If that might be their only way into the Champions League, if the season in the Premier League falls. So I think if they do the group stage as well, it's going to really tell in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals and semi-finals, depending where they are in the Premier League. So it's all about that Champions League qualification for them. So let's see how they do. Moving on to the Tottenham, a good one for them. Tough place to go.
Yeah, look, what we will say is Harry Kane's put that whole August voodoo thing behind him, He's scoring goals.
He is,
but we were saying to each other earlier, Tottenham, they score a goal and then they sit back, It's very Mourinho-like.
Very Mourinho. Very Leicester 2016-17.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that is actually working? Do you think that's...
look, it is working. It's just how long...
Do you think it's sustainable?
Exactly. How long do you keep doing that for? It's going to be interesting to see what happens when that game does come, when they do lose and it doesn't work. Do they stick to it or do they panic and change? I mean, look, Conte won the league with those tactics when he was at Chelsea. That very sit-back counter So it is a Conte thing. I'm sure that he did it with Inter as well. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm a big fan of a team dominating the ball.
Yeah.
But there's no point dominating the ball and you're not scoring. I think Perisic, if Tottenham didn't sign Perisic, I think that would have been this tactic wouldn't have worked. He is amazing. Like his ability to defend, his ability to attack, he's really good. So I think the team that Conte is creating is built for the system. And fair play, man. Son has not had a good start. But he's a very important part of that counter attack. Kane is just getting the goals, but Son is very important. And when Kulusevski absolutely fitting into that team perfectly. So the front three and that counter attack is very every time they counter attack it looks dangerous. They do have a lot of parts of the game where they just kick the ball out, or it's like a bad pass and it goes out, and you're thinking, they're struggling a bit. But they manage to always find a way to compose themselves, defend solidly, get that counter. I just don't know if you can rely on that every single time in a game. Like to win a game, you need the ball. To win the game, you need the soccer ball. You need the football. You need to get into the back of the net. If you're gonna create a whole game plan on not having the ball,
But they show that they can do it because they do it. Up until they get that first goal. They do play.
True.
They play proper football, but as soon as they get that first goal, that's when they switch back into the sit back, let's counter. So
it's not convincing, but they've proven that it works.
It'll be interesting to see again, like them do it against, if they win 1-0 up against City, say, and then you're coming up against a team who's really good at keeping the ball, and then making you exhausted and breaking you down until they get the goal, to see how resilient they are.
Or if they come up against a team that's super strong defensively, like will that counter attack? What if the counter attack just doesn't work? Will they switch the way they play it? It's very, very good points. I think having both options is very strong. I mean, just on the result against Nottingham, that's a tough place to go.
100%.
They coped with it very well. I have to say, it was Morgan Gibbs-White for Forest was playing so well. It was really creating a lot of opportunities, but without any fortune. So the one thing about Forest was the penalty save.
Well, I was gonna say there's two moments in this game, and I'm struggling to decide who my moron of the week is, because there's Richarlison. Okay, doing keepy ups, doing taps, keeping the ball, and then gets absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
And then
by the way, that is just absolutely, like, it shouldn't even be a foul. Honestly, because it's so disrespectful to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get the ref should be told if a player is disrespecting and showboating and stuff in that manner, you let the tackle go almost. I mean, don't ever do that because you'll get injuries. But it's just like you don't do that. Man.
But like I was saying to you earlier, like, if that was Ronaldinho.
Yeah, it's a good point.
We would be going,
yes,
Ronaldinho.
But
gosh. Then the second moment, the penalty save, and like, fair play to Edison, like he saves a lot of penalties, okay? But you're losing. Save the penalty. Come on, boys, let's go. Like, let's get back into this game. Don't start like you in like a gladiator arena and like looking around the crowd and swinging your cap and like. No, you're not winning. Like, don't showboat.
Yeah,
like, get on with it.
Oh, man.
And he's, I don't know. He seems like that kind of guy, to be honest.
I don't know. I think you must be careful that this reputation and this record that he's maintaining now against penalties doesn't get to his head.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go through a slump where he's going to try too hard and it's going to completely fail. So, fair enough. I agree. Showboating in this game was definitely the bad of the two goods. And then the good was the penalty save, and then the incredible assist from Richarlison for the Kane goal, which was really good. Yeah, so
outside of the boots,
it was quite an interesting.
I think I'll give it to Henderson. I think Henderson would be more.
Yeah, I think he probably felt like a bit of an idiot. I think losing.
I hope so.
Yeah, but fair play. Between Tottenham and Arsenal, who do you think looks the likeliest to be going further in the season, finish higher? Basically, it's a lot of. These two had a big fight last season. who looks better to you?
That's a tough one.
It'll be
Two completely different tactics.
Yeah, that first derby is going to be a great
I can't
watch.
wait to watch that game. That's going to be an interesting game to see those tactics collide like that. Arsenal's better to watch. I'd say that. So I think that Tottenham will finish above Arsenal, to be honest. I really do.
Yeah.
But I prefer watching Arsenal.
Amazing. At the moment.
Yeah. And I think that Europa League is more of a killer than Champions League. So I think Tottenham do have the advantage.
Yeah. Fair play. I mean, they're still looking to make big signings and stuff, so it'll be really interesting. When the transfer deadline's finished and the teams are set, it's going to be a really good watch, I think, between those two. We can move on to Manchester United. They're a little bit less in the limelight than last week, for sure. Yeah. Pretty boring game. 1-0 win over Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looks like Harry Maguire, is he really finally out of the picture?
Jeez.
There's two changes. There's that, and then there's Fred and McTominay aren't starting together anymore.
Yeah. I think they listen to our podcast.
So those are the positives for United.
Yeah.
Like they've got this Varane, Martinez. Martinez is a rat.
But he has to be.
I'm sure if he plays for you, love him. But as the opposition, he's such a rat.
The way he was it in the Liverpool game where it was like the first
he wanted to fight everybody.
Bumped his shoulder.
My goodness! Even in that game against Southampton, it looked like he was going to get into a couple fights.
I feel for him though because he's in a position where he's. Doesn't matter how well he does, he's always going to be tuned for his height.
Exactly.
Which he can't help, you know.
I think that's in his head, and I think that's why he wants to try come across as super dominating.
Exactly.
So but it looks like him and Varane have got a good thing going at the moment, and probably the one out of the four that's impressed me the most is probably Malacia, actually.
Yeah. Does he play right back?
Left back.
Left back.
And he's just going.
That's where Shaw plays.
He's keeping Shaw out the team now, and he's just.
I've never rated Luke Shaw. I don't think he's a good. He works hard, but he just doesn't provide.
He had a good Euros for England, and everyone thought Shaw's back.
Yeah,
but
Malacia
he hasn't proven himself.
Malacia is definitely a much better player.
Yeah, he's looking really solid. And then the goal, really good goal.
Very good goal.
Technically very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not much to say. Southampton had chances. Che Adams had a lot of chances. Couldn't take them. But yeah, we have our feelings on Southampton.
Yeah. To be honest, that game, I think a fair result would have been a draw, because Southampton didn't have chances. They had really good chances.
Yeah.
Chances that are 50 times harder than the one that Che Adams actually converted in the previous week.
Well, they should, in my opinion, have had a penalty.
Oh yes, the volleyball. Yeah, volleyball. I mean,
what on earth? You can't. If I'm marking you, I can't just be going like this and just staring at you and not caring about where the ball is. And then the ball comes down.
Here's your hand.
And it still doesn't even look like he's looking at the ball. He's still like looking at. And it's just it bounced on him 3 times. How is that not a penalty? I don't understand that.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Manchester. I don't know if the city of Manchester. I don't know if the refs live in Manchester or something. But City and United, the most ridiculous, decisions made in this week there, because that was absolutely. It was a handball. He was literally I think the argument was he wasn't looking at the ball.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know where the ball is. It doesn't matter.
But that's his fault.
It's his fault, and he's using it. His arms are interfering for the attacker to get the ball. It's just a simple. I mean, it's just speaking of handballs, I don't know if we spoke about the incredible handball in the Tottenham fight. We didn't even speak about that.
So we glossed over that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, as well.
That's another decision from the referees. I mean, Cook literally. It was a fantastic save.
It was a fantastic save.
He made the movement towards the ball. It didn't hit his hand. Like he hit the ball basically. He saved that.
I was watching the replay and if his hand wasn't there, Kane would have definitely got to the ball and had a clear chance of scoring. I know they got the penalty and then missed, but I mean
it's a red card.
It's a red card.
It
has to be a red card, man. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I guess as a neutral, you don't really want to see red cards if it's not deliberate dangerous play on players and stuff, because you want to keep the game going and fair and stuff. But I mean, if I was a Tottenham fan and stuff, it's fine because we didn't lose the game or draw the game. But you can imagine if that game ended up differently, how they would have raged about that.
Oh, we always want the refs and VAR and stuff to be consistent, but not consistently bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, McTominay. I think it's 2 weeks in a row now that Man United have gotten away with some crazy handball decisions where they've, just where it doesn't get called. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, very unfortunate. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me, and I know a lot of fans, and for everyone, I think. But when the bigger teams just get these calls, that just doesn't make any sense. You always feel just like they're backed by the officials to do well, so that more on Sky Sports, so that more people will tune in and just watch the bigger teams, and it's just frustrating. Like, we should have a fair playing field. So those were the bigger team, the big six playing over this weekend. All of them having a win.
We missed Chelsea.
Of course. Oh, speaking of crazy decisions and actually the referee's getting it right. You know what I mean? Chelsea winning with 10 men. What a result that is, actually.
And that's embarrassing from Leicester's point of view.
Yeah.
From 0-0 to lose the game against 10 men.
Well, it should have been 2-0 because that goal that Barnes scored, great strike, but it should have been easy save.
You got to save that. Yeah, something's not right in Mendy's head at the moment. I think that mistake from the previous game, which we missed that podcast, we didn't get to speak about. Or did we get to speak about? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. No.
The Mendy mistake where he's dribbling at the back. Something's
not like it. But so what I'm saying is it should have... 2-1 was actually a flattering scoreline for Leicester. Yeah. Even though Chelsea had the 10 men.
Yeah. I mean, Sterling going and getting 2 goals. He's finally got his goal scoring underway at Chelsea. He could have had like 5 by now in the season, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, it was such a City goal, the second goal. Yeah. Cross and then just in the back post hitting it in.
But full credit to Chelsea, 10 men, they got the win.
Especially coming off the results that they had last week. Yeah. Which was the 3-0 smash into Leeds.
Yeah, it's a good response.
Very good response.
Gallagher's going to be kicking himself because it was such a... I mean, it was an obvious second yellow card. There's no debate. He knew exactly what he was doing. I don't know if he forgot that he was already on a yellow card. Yeah. But, with the Conte injury, they needed Gallagher to be in there. Now he's suspended.
I'm very interested to see who
steps in.
I have no idea. Yeah, I've got no idea. I actually don't know the depth of the squad that well. So
I mean, maybe you could use like a Loftus-Cheek in that position. I'm not sure.
Who they're playing? We'll see now who they're playing next. But that is.
They're playing Southampton away.
Okay, it's not bad.
No, not too bad.
It's not too bad. So, it's not too bad. So sorry, I forgot about Chelsea, but a good result for all the big ones. It's going to be. It really feels like the season is starting to get momentum now, and the results. It's always surprising every week. It's always a theme. You get smashed the one week, and then I almost feel like in the Premier League you don't want to play a team that had a big loss the previous week because they always come back somehow. So that's why I'm a bit scared for the Bournemouth game. But let's just mention some of the other fixtures. I think the first one to mention is Brighton, who are sitting like 3rd at the moment, I think. They're looking great. Super solid. That was a good win against Leeds. It was a tough game, but Leeds always present a tough fixture. And it was a good goal. It was a beautiful finish from Brighton. So what a start. I mean, I like I said, I put them in the I think they're going to get relegated. But I'm swallowing my tongue hardcore now. They're doing it.
Graham Potter, as long as he stays at Brighton, it's just the football he gets him to play.
Absolutely
brilliant. And Pascal Gross has had a good start to the season, scoring goals surprisingly. But it's going to be interesting to see, like, can they keep it up? They've sold Mopé to Everton. Yeah. So
which was a surprise. I think we didn't even know. It was very hidden. It
wasn't really reported on. But it looks like they're really depending on Danny Welbeck to lead the line, which is interesting. I thought his career might be done at Brighton.
I definitely thought he was definitely on the transfer list. Yeah. But, one thing we can give Brighton is they always find a brilliant replacement for their outgoings, and it's working super well. So Graham Potter, I think he's making a big name for himself. Yeah. And I think
his next job is going to be a big one.
Little mention on Everton and Brentford draw, typical. Everton goes ahead and they just lose it at the end.
I think we don't have to talk about the results, but we can talk about Lampard and Gerrard.
Yeah. struggling.
Yeah, it's
I
not
have to
looking
be.
good.
I have to be honest with you. Right now, Bournemouth look like they're gonna be relegated, but Everton and Leicester.
Yeah.
Or, like Leicester looks like they're in turmoil. Like they're just not. They just want this transfer deadline to end. They've not made one signing. Still, I saw them. They're linked with some player. I can't even remember who.
Yeah, Tillerman wants to go.
Yeah, and that is bad. And then Everton just like they're not getting results.
Yeah.
They're trying to sign all of like Wolves ex-players or like Wolves like secondary players, and they're trying to get all these signings in, but it doesn't feel like there's thought behind it.
Yeah,
It
and,
just
they, and
feels like
they've
they're
needed a
going.
striker, so maybe Mope.
Maybe
Maybe he's the answer. Time will tell.
they're just not looking convincing. Everton really not. So, but it's a worry.
But can I just say, from the Everton point of view, Gordon has not even. He hasn't even played like proper first team Premier League football for a year. Okay, 60 million.
Jeez, man.
Everton just like accept it.
Yeah.
Like take the money before Chelsea like come to their senses. Like accept the
That
bid.
is a
Sell him.
ridiculous amount.
Come on, imagine what they could go do with 60 mil.
Yeah. They could probably sign someone that can give them some really good. I mean, to be fair, Gordon he scored this weekend, but yeah, like
But
60 million. That is
Come on.
that is what Haaland got paid for.
Yeah,
that
you
is
can't-
what
you
that's
have to
20
accept
that's
that.
15 million more than Jesus. Imagine
That's
imagine they
crazy.
could buy Jesus and put him in that
It's
team.
so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It boggles my
That's
mind.
very inflated, yeah. But they should take it. You're completely
Yeah.
right. But from an evidence point of view, I don't think you want to sell now. Your team is struggling. You need to just whatever player is giving you something right now in the team, try hold on to them and just get through the season or get through the first half of the season until January at least. But yeah, 60 million is. I don't know. Chelsea they're doing crazy things at the moment in the transfer window.
Well, they still need a striker.
I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo's agent George Mendes has been really pushing for Ronaldo to go to Chelsea.
Oh, just don't
No,
do
I
Chelsea.
know. Like I know that Chelsea have a bit of a curse on striker, but isn't Ronaldo the perfect gamble to take on them?
But not for Tuchel. It's so the opposite of how Tuchel plays. You saw like they went down the target man route. Tuchel didn't want Lukaku. It does not.
But
it doesn't suit the play style.
But then what's the point of Aubameyang?
Because Aubameyang can run in behind. Ronaldo's not going to run in behind. Look at it, like if Ronaldo started in the United Liverpool game, the tactics become completely different.
Yeah.
That running behind tactic that they used to beat us for our Haaland doesn't work.
I 100% get what you're saying. My only concern is Aubameyang. He just feels like a setup for failure. He just feels like the perfect striker to go to. He's the perfect Lukaku 2.0. He's the perfect character to go to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Suck, not get the game time, gets in his head, has this whole hissy fit.
The only reason that I think it'll work is because they've already done it together. It worked at Dortmund.
Yeah.
Aubameyang, Tuchel together at Dortmund.
That's probably the
he knows how to get the best out of it. Aubameyang. So that's why I think it could work. And I don't know if you saw, but also he got attacked and their house got robbed.
Oh my goodness!
Like 2 days ago, yeah.
Oh
so he's
word.
probably thinking even more get me out of here.
That's fair. Yeah, shame that sucks, man.
So yeah.
So okay, maybe that is it. I just for some reason inside I saw the link with Ronaldo. I was just like, you know what? Just go with a very high profile striker.
But you saw how Tuchel fell out with Neymar and Mbappe.
True.
When he was at PSG, because him and massive names. There's just a
Yeah.
clash there. Now imagine Ronaldo coming in.
No, that's
just,
actually
I can't.
Yeah. And there's also it's not going to be a long term signing because he's very old Ronaldo and he wants to play for a couple more years and go.
Yeah.
Chelsea do need someone that they can start building into.
Yeah.
A striker that they can build into the team. So fair point. Yeah, fair point. And then that I think those were basically the main results. I know Wolves had a very disappointing result against Newcastle.
Two very good goals.
Very good goals. It's just some very interesting calls in that game as well. The Newcastle should have definitely had a penalty.
The shirt.
Mateus Nunes pulling. I can't remember who it was, but the Newcastle player about the shirt.
Longstaff.
I think it was. Yeah, it should have definitely been a penalty. It was crazy that wasn't given. And then the Wolves' second goal getting disallowed for a little shove.
Yeah.
Which arguably was a foul, but the way that the game was being refed, there were way worse challenges in that game that got let go, but just because it didn't lead to a goal, it's fine, you know. So it's just, I guess I get it, you know. I was a little bit sour. I really wanted the goal to stand, but I get it. I think it was all in all a fair result. I do, however, think it was a red card on Neto. So yeah, inconsistency. I think basically there's a lot of inconsistencies in the officiating this weekend, which is really frustrating. I guess it adds to the drama, but you want fair play, you know.
Yeah.
Across the board. But yeah, it's, Newcastle had a very much like a much weaker team. To still get a result at Molineux was pretty strong. For them.
And Saint Maximum is you know, that's the one thing that's always been put at him is, you know, can you score goals?
Yeah.
And he's starting to prove that.
Yeah. I think with Isak coming in, it's going to help St. Maximum a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're really going to... he needs that... Because he tries to do a lot by himself too much. That's his problem. But fair play, because he doesn't have the option. He doesn't have someone to get to. Callum Wilson was helping him with that before he got injured. Chris Wood it doesn't help him at all.
No,
he doesn't want to get the ball to Chris Wood, so he tries everything by himself. And now that he has a profile striker...
Yeah, I don't rate Chris Wood.
Looks like a... No. So yeah, it was a good result. It was a good result for Newcastle. It did feel a bit like a defeat for Wolves. But to be fair, it was actually a point gained because right at the end, Newcastle hit the post to actually overturn.
You guys are still looking for that first win there.
Yeah, it's bad, and we're playing Bournemouth next. Oh,
that come on, just like Liverpool.
Yeah, you see this. Gotta
go get that first win.
You gotta get if Wolves don't beat Bournemouth, I think
and they won't have a new manager by then.
No, it's tomorrow exactly. No, so if Wolves don't get a result,
where is it?
At them.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if Wolves don't get the result, I think Bruno Lage is going to be in a bit of trouble because we've got Southampton, where we have to get a result, but then we got Liverpool and City, West Ham, and then Chelsea. So it's going to be a hardcore run. And you know, so that's basically a must-win 2 games. Absolute must-win 2 games. I think we're missing. We didn't talk about Villa and West Ham, but it was a interesting win for West Ham. I think.
We just focus on Gerrard.
Yeah, it was
it's Villa just looks so weak at the back.
Yeah,
I know they missed Mings in that game.
Yeah,
he's also, to be honest, not that great. But just the whole way the season started with Mings, the captaincy getting taken off of him, and something is just not right. I don't know.
We've got a good squad, Aston Villa.
They do, and that's the problem. That's why it just heaps the pressure on Gerrard because they have backed him.
Exactly,
they've made so many signings,
and he has. Gerrard's a good manager, so something is not clicking. I don't know what the Villa fans are thinking or saying, but hopefully for Gerrard's sake, he figures it out because it'll be harsh to see him go.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, obviously I wanted to work for him. I really do.
Yeah. But it was good for West Ham to get that first. It was scrappy. It was a very fortunate goal.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say you create your own luck. Fair play, you know, for 4-0. But it's good for them to get that first one to get their season started.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the fixtures for the upcoming week? The big one standing out for you?
I think, to be honest, it's actually Liverpool's game. I think that's a really interesting one.
Newcastle,
yeah.
So
I'm worried. It's going to be so interesting to see. Like, what do Liverpool go with? What is the starting lineup? Like, because
is Nunes back? He's not back here.
He's not back. This is the last game of the suspension. But in terms of Saint Maximum, on that right side with Trent.
Well, maybe this is Trent's way to prove himself.
Yeah, but let's be real. He's not gonna. He's gonna be told to go forward.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Do we go again with Elliott on that side, or move Henderson over?
I think Henderson. Side? I definitely think they're gonna put Henderson to cover for Trent. Henderson is physical. He's feisty. He's fierce. He'll potentially be the guy.
I would love it if we put Henderson on that side and start Carvalho on the other side. I'd really like it. It's a tough one because Elliott's been so good.
Yeah, but I mean, you've given Elliott the chances to start the game.
Yeah.
Carvalho came off the bench and scored. So give him the chance, I think, you know. That's what I would do. But I'm not a manager, so I don't know. But I think you have to put Henderson to cover. You've got it, like you said, you have to have Henderson doing the dirty work for Trent, especially with Maximin.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to probably contend with a new striker that you've never played against before. Did Isak play against you guys?
No,
Isak,
Isak, yeah.
So
I'm sure he will. He'll have to start. Wilson's still out, so
you're not going to want to start Wood. He's not going to give you anything. No. So just throw the guy in and let him go.
I would love if they start him. But
they might actually, but they're gonna. I don't know if Gimenez is. I don't know if his injury is long term or was just a little bit of a niggle, but he might be back against you guys. So it's gonna be a good game.
He's a good.
But it's at Anfield.
I'm nervous.
It's at Anfield.
I know.
If it was away from Anfield, I think it would be enormous. But it's at Anfield. Anfield is flying high at the moment, so I expect the results for Liverpool. Yeah,
I hope so. What's your standout fixture?
There's actually a really good game, I'll tell you now, between West Ham and Spurs. Like we said, we spoke about Spurs having this, this tactic. I think West Ham is quite one of those teams that could nullify that ability because they're very strong, they're very physical, they're very solid, West Ham. I know this season doesn't look like that. Which is maybe me contradicting myself. But as a team to go play West Ham, they're going to be big, they're going to be physical. So I think it could be quite interesting to see if Conte changes his play style. So that's the game I'm looking forward to quite a lot. And obviously the Wolves game against Bournemouth. I actually don't want to think about it because I'm a little bit nervous. I cannot imagine losing that game, which is the worst place to be. Because
if you had to lose,
no.
How longer would this go on before you think Bruno is...
Not long at all. If we draw the Bournemouth game, I think the fans are going to start getting mad. Bruno Lage is going to start becoming under so much pressure, and his game management is already terrible. The substitutions he made against Newcastle was horrendous. It was horrendous subs. I do not understand why he didn't bring Traore on.
Yeah.
But he brought on Hwang. And yes, Hwang had that terrible clearance which led to the goal, but Hwang doesn't provide anything.
Man, I really think Traore could cause Bournemouth all sorts of problems.
So but Traore, I don't understand his management. We'll see. I kind of just want to sit back and say, you know what? I'm not going to make anything about this game. You just need to win. That's very important. And you know what? You need to win convincingly in a way. Almost.
And then, that game looks interesting. The Fulham Brighton.
Yes. Oh, what a game.
Good,
what a game. At Fulham especially, it's going to be a good game to watch. Yeah. It might be the game of the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah, and Brighton play good football. So, and Fulham like to press at home.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I don't know if it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it'll be 1-0. Potentially a 0-0. But... that's going to be a fun one to watch. Yeah. Speaking about Chelsea going to Southampton, that's probably a good team for them to play, like we said a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Going off what midfield, what squad change they're going to make to handle that. But I think Man United were not convincing and they've won against Southampton. They didn't play very well for me, so it could be a good. Yeah, it's a good team for Chelsea.
The only thing I would say is where Chelsea might struggle is obviously the midfield, and that's probably Southampton's strongest area.
But they knew with Joe Aribo
and Ward-Prowse, the midfield battle. I think that's going to be an interesting one. If Chelsea get overrun in midfield, then I think it could make things a lot more interesting. And Koulibaly, it was 2 yellows, right?
I think he might be back.
So then he'll be back.
I think he might be back.
So that's important.
Yeah. I think he might be back. The only thing that's worrying me about Chelsea is they're a little bit of a yo-yo at the moment. You go to Leeds, lose, get thrashed.
Yeah.
You're at home, you get a good result with 10 men, and now you're going away again. Is this kind of a little cycle?
Yeah, this is actually a very important game for Chelsea.
Yeah, they need to show that it's not a yo-yo
to get
thing.
2 wins on the bounces. It's super important.
You never know what you're going to get with Chelsea these days, so let's see what's going to happen there. And then Arsenal, flip man, we were just talking about Gerrard and he needs to get a result. That's probably the worst game.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the Emirates. That's right now the Emirates is bouncing.
That's a
I can't see anything else than an Arsenal win, to be honest.
which is going to put so much more pressure on him. Yeah, you kind of have to approach that game like Vieira takes Palace. How Vieira preps Palace to go into those games, you kind of just have to just try and do your best to deal with all the quick turns and stuff from Jesus and that midfield. The front four of Arsenal is just relentless. So you just got to contain them. Just throw bodies there, and then try to get long balls.
Yeah, I think Villa are gonna have to go the counter attack route.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through the games and we're gonna go results, and then we can end it there. Palace against Brentford.
Palace against Brentford.
At Palace, yeah.
At Palace, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Palace win.
I share that 100%. I think Palace. They're at home, especially. They're looking good, and they're getting good results against.
Yeah, I think results have been deceiving. I think it's better than it looks.
Yeah, I think they're going to end higher than what we predicted them to.
Yeah, probably.
Season, Fulham Brighton, obviously the game we spoke about.
I will go for a 1-0 win to Brighton. I think they're going to pull off something.
Yeah. I do think Brighton are going to score, but I think Fulham will score as well. So I think 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be the fair result, to be honest. Southampton and Chelsea.
I think Chelsea will get 2 wins in a row. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea. I think Southampton will score.
Yeah, I just based off a little bit of what we've seen lately, I think Southampton are going to be better against Chelsea than they were against Man United, which potentially might give them the win. So I'm going to go a 2-1 win for Southampton.
Jason, are you watching, Sam?
Yeah. I'm normally wrong with these things. You probably want me to always...
I'm always wrong. I've been wrong Jeez. Have you not noticed that the only week that I didn't predict a Liverpool result was when we won?
Oh, yes, that's so true. That's so true, yeah. I mean, you would have predicted them to win, though, so let's just be honest right now. Leeds against Everton. Oh, let me just say my one first. 3-0 to Leeds.
Really?
At home.
Is it at Leeds, eh?
At Ellen Road.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I don't think Lampard's going to be able to deal with that crowd.
I'll say 2-0.
2-0.
Not so much better, but it's, Lampard is, if we're right.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Okay, Bournemouth against Wolves.
Come on. I'm going to go for a Wolves win. I'm going to say 3-0 Wolves.
3-0 Wolves. Yeah. I wish. The Wolves camp is not, it's pretty low, especially after some weird comments made by Neves.
I think night games just make it more scary in general.
Maybe.
Maybe you play away in a night game.
It's
feels
always tougher. Yeah. I'm gonna have to back my team here because I'm not gonna say we're gonna lose to Bournemouth. If we do, it's gonna be horrendous. So I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win.
1-0
win. It's gonna be scrappy, and we're gonna defend and just get the result. That's all.
Come on, 3-0. Jimenez is gonna be their pirate.
Hopefully he's got a ship there for his hat trick. Arsenal against Villa.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna go 3-0.
3-0 Arsenal.
I fear
3-0 Arsenal. I'll back you on that one. Yeah. City against Forest. At the Emirates. At the Etihad. Yeah.
No, I can't.
It's tough.
If it was at Forest, maybe I'd say like a draw or something. But at the Etihad,
it's a tough
evening game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I'll give Forest a goal, but I'm gonna say 3-1.
That's very nice of you. 3-1. I think 4-0.
Yeah, it could even be a 4. Really.
4-0.
But I'll say 3-1.
Fair enough. 4-0 to City for me. West Ham and Spurs. The game that I think is going to be really tough.
I'm gonna say 2-2.
2-2. It's a good game. Yeah. You know what? For some reason, when you said that, I was like, I definitely think it's going to be a high-scoring game, just because of the different tactics that's going to be applied. They're both like.
Yeah. I hope Tottenham don't score first. Let me put it that way.
Yes, that's and I don't think they will. Yeah, I think 3-2. And just because I'm not convinced that the Tottenham method is very sustainable, which is so stupid for me to say because Leicester won a league like that, and Mourinho's built off that, and he's one of the best managers. I just in the Premier League, I just think my prediction. I think I'm going to go for 3-2 win
To West.
to West Ham.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got their first win. They're on the bounce. They're at home, 3-2 win. Yeah. Liverpool and Newcastle.
Yo, I must be honest. I really don't know. You can go first because I don't know.
To be honest, because you guys drew to Crystal Palace, I feel like this is a very similar game.
I really think it depends who gets the first goal.
Yeah, but so what I'm thinking is you had Zaha on that left for Palace, who was giving you guys problems. Now you got Saint Maximin, which is a like for like. However, Liverpool had a bit of pressure on them for not getting any results yet. Now that you guys have a good result, it's at home. I think Liverpool are gonna win.
I really think Newcastle will score though.
See, I don't think so. I think Liverpool are gonna have a 1-0 game. And then you guys are going to get that second goal.
Sounds horrible. Sounds nerve-wracking.
And you guys are going to get that second goal like late in the second half to kind of flatten Newcastle. So that's only because of the good victory you guys had this weekend, yeah. So 2-0 for me to Liverpool.
I think we're going to win 3-1.
Okay. They're going to get a goal.
I think when we're 2 up, they'll get 1 goal.
Okay.
And make it a little bit like
Fair
nervous.
enough.
Yeah, I think we'll go and get that 3rd goal.
Fair enough. And then finally, Thursday's game, Leicester City against Manchester United. At the King Power. Oh, come on, Leicester. Let's get a result.
Yeah, it would be a great game for Leicester to get something. Again, these night games. I think it will be a draw. And I think it will be a low scoring one. I think it's going to be a 1-1.
1-1. That's a good shout. I do think Leicester are going to win this game.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got to get a result. Pressure's on them right now. United in the back.
If United lose this game, all of a sudden, that's 2 wins out of 5.
Yeah, it's not good. Hey?
It's not good.
But fans are going to say, yeah, we're getting on new signings in, just give it time, potentially. But Leicester are going to win for me. I think Leicester are going to win 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to get a result. It's the Premier League. You always go against what you think.
The Premier League is really Premier Leaguing right now. It's been, every week has been hectic.
Every week it's been crazy.
Can't call it. We've been wrong every week.
Yeah. That was a good session, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end it there, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think of all the refereeing decisions this season? It's looking shocking. And what are your predictions for the midweek games? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.